I'm back. Rodrans for Black and White Sports. We've got some further super woke antics out of the WNBA. That's right. The league that's got 14 fans out there right now. I can't imagine how many fans they actually have left, considering their ratings were about a quarter of what the XFL ratings were. The XFL was drawing about 1.2 to 1.5 million. WNBA would record somewhere around 150 to 200,000 people watching a game. So, quite a difference, as you can see, for the WNBA. And as we know, the WNBA walked off the court the other day in the name of Black Lives Matter, or as I like to refer to them now as Black Lives Marxist. You may be wondering, what's the deal here, Rhodes? WNBA players wear Vote Warnock shirts opposing Dream's co-owner, Loeffler. You may be like, Loeffler, what's going on here? Kelly Loeffler is a Republican, and she is a co-owner of the Atlanta Dream. You're not going to believe this, because this is the epitome of players feeling that they are entitled to something. Players for the Atlanta Dream and other WNBA teams wore a Vote Warnock t-shirt on Tuesday ahead of a slate of games in Florida in remarkable rebuke to U.S. Senator Kelly Loeffler's after she criticized the league for supporting Black Lives Matter initiatives. The t-shirt urged support for Reverend Raphael Warnock, a Democrat, challenging Loeffler in the November special election. Loeffler, who has co-owned the Dream since 2011, has faced sharp criticism from fans and players. What fans? And players since she wrote an open letter in June to WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, opposing plans to honor social justice movements. Among the Dream players who wore the t-shirts was Dream forward Elizabeth Williams, who invoked the late civil rights hero John Lewis in a social media post. We are players, but like the late, great John Lewis, I bet 2 weeks ago she didn't know who the hell John Lewis was. We are also ordinary people with extraordinary visions. Reverend Warnock has spent his life fighting for the people, and we need him in Washington. Williams wrote on Twitter, sharing a link to Warnock's website, Join the Movement. Okay, now, very quickly, let's read this. This is what Loeffler said in her open letter. She said in the letter, urged Commissioner Kathy Engelbert in a letter to scrap plans for players to wear warm-up jerseys reading Black Lives Matter and say her name, and instead put American flags on all uniforms and apparel. Quote, the truth is we need less, not more politics in sports. In a time when polarizing politics is as divisive as ever, sports has had the power to be a unifying antidote. Loeffler, who faces November special election against 20 other candidates. And that was about a month ago that she wrote this letter. Okay, so now her entitled players have decided of her own team in which she, as an owner, partially pays them, make sure that they have employment playing a kid's game. Yeah. They feel like they're entitled enough to stand up against their owner and urge people to vote for somebody else. I guess if the WNBA is dumb enough to let them do that and get away with it, I guess they can. By the way, our proud President Trump today made it official. He called Black Lives Matter a Marxist organization on Fox News. In an interview, it's now out there. No longer is it a narrative on social media. No longer is it a narrative amongst us smart conservatives. It is out there for everybody to see, and the media is losing their mind. He said they are Marxists, and they are dangerous. You know what I bet? Call me crazy. I believe that if Kelly Loeffler really got to looking, I bet she could find some players, some ex-college women basketball players, and this goes the same for the NBA, MLB, and NFL. NFL, you got a whole legion of XFL players that need jobs right now. I bet she could field a WNBA team with players that will pull a good paycheck and shut the hell up. And be happy about supporting this country and being proud of our flag. Kelly Loeffler is an American patriot. She stood up to the narrative. And these sports leagues have backed themselves into a corner, because I feel, and I've got to watch what I say on YouTube because of YouTube, they have got behind a movement that could eventually be labeled a blank organization, which would be dangerous, a dangerous organization. Any kind of organization that likes to cause terror. All these entities are now sleeping with this organization. Good for Kelly Loeffler. And I know she's co-owner, so she probably doesn't have the power. I'd trapdoor every one of those players right off that team. I'd give them walking slips, because I assure you, like I just said, there are players out there that are hungry, that would love one shot of playing pro sports, that have been out there shooting their thousands of reps of basketball into a hoop day after day, can't get a break, and are hungry. I bet she can fill the whole team. I mean, it really doesn't matter because of ratings. Nobody's watching. Tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. I think Kelly Loeffler is an American patriot. She's an American patriot. She stood up for what she believes. She called it like she sees it. Donald Trump called it like he saw it this morning and like the rest of us see it. Peace. I'm out. Be sure and hit subscribe. Also, I've got a personal channel. John Matrix has a personal channel. We both do political content on our channels. Go subscribe. Road Rants and John Matrix. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.